Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back after a very long time. We are back in the commentary box for Division 1 of F1 Total. This is season 17, at round number 14, at an iconic track you are seeing the drivers go around right now. It is the Monaco Grand Prix, probably the most feared track. Every single time it pops up on the calendar, everyone knows it as the toughest challenge a driver will ever endure during a Formula 1 season. Whether it's real Formula 1, whether it's league racing, we all know it. We all know the saying, the cars are fake, but the racing is real. And so is the challenge for every single one of these drivers around the probably most iconic venue on the entire calendar. Such an historic track. Racing here has begun even before Formula 1 came in 1950. I think the first Monaco race was in 1929, if I'm correct. I think it was probably somewhere in the 20s. But, I mean, no matter what the year was, we all know Monaco, we all know how narrow it is, and we all know how every single driver always looks at Monaco as a race they always want to win. If you win the Monaco Grand Prix, in real life you are eligible for 1/3 of the Triple Crown by winning the Monaco Grand Prix in Formula 1, the Indy 500 and the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And I think only Graham Hill was the only racing driver in history to achieve that. So yeah, plenty of reasons to remember the Monaco Grand Prix as an historic track and as an historic race. And yeah, everyone is very, very keen to go out on track as qualifying is now underway. And we all know how qualifying is it's crucial for this race, but it's not fundamental. I mean, qualifying matters for like 90% of your result, but in the past we have most definitely seen some overtakes, even if they're extremely rare around here. We have seen some overtakes and some racing around this track, and the fact that this is league racing, it's a video game, it's a lot easier than in real life. So qualifying is crucial, but it's not fundamental. But most of your results will be decided by qualifying. And also worth mentioning, Monaco is a mandatory 2-stop race. No matter the weather conditions, even if it's raining, well, it won't, because I've been told by the drivers that it's going to be all dry. But every single driver has to make 2 pit stops. If they don't, they will be disqualified. And also, this is the second race this season we've had with mandatory 2 stops, because, well, I did miss quite a few races. The last race I commentated before Monaco was the Mystery Grand Prix Monza, and that was round 9, and quite a few things have happened just before this race. For example, in Brazil, we made it a mandatory 2-stop to see if it would encourage more racing, because like Brazil is one of the tracks where you have to manage your tires the most if you want to make a 1-stop work. And a lot of the drivers thought it would kill the racing, and making a 2-stop mandatory would spice things up. But for Monaco, it's a different thing, because it is a mandatory 2-stop even in real life Formula 1, so that rule applies on the video game as well. So yeah, that's like to spice things up, to have more potential for results, to quite mix themselves up, if you know what I mean. So that's also why qualifying is crucial, but not completely deciding. What else can I say before we start focusing on the actual qualifying? Well, we could look at the Drivers' Championship, but it's not really an interesting situation, is it? Car Chaser is leading by 63 points on Felix, who is in P2. And actually, Car Chaser has almost won all of the races I didn't commentate. I say almost. What else has happened? Felix got his first race win of the season in Canada last week. And I wasn't able to commentate it, but he did get those 26 points to his name. Also, at a track where Couch Racer didn't race. So, to our effects, Felix gained a whopping 26 points on his main rival, but still, that's 63 points to gain in 5 races, including this race here at Monaco. So, realistically, we would say Couch Racer has won the title, but if you remember season 16, Felix pulled one heck of a comeback in the last races of the season, recovering quite a big gap from Couch Racer and actually winning the championship at the last possible race, with Couch Racer having a stinker on Monza. So I never really want to say that it's over. I just want to see how it goes. And Monaco is the most unpredictable track on the entire calendar, so I guess we'll just wait and see. We'll just wait and see how it goes. And in all of this yapping, half of qualifying has gone away. We have 8 minutes and a half left on the clock, and we have only 3 drivers without a lap time. Felix provisionally on pole position, Couch Racer in P3, 8 tenths away. But we do have the very well-known Monaco merchant, that is Narguillot in the flesh, who is currently in P11 after only setting one single lap on the intermediate tires, but he's pushing on the softs for the first time, and there we go, already sets a lap 1.2 seconds faster than Felix, as probably everyone expected around here. The Monaco merchant by excellence just goes ahead and sets a 108.4. But I don't think anyone is surprised about that one. And maybe he will be looking forward to improve that even more with 7 minutes and a half left to go. I guess we will see. But that puts the driver second in the championship, also second in the standings. As you see, Felix driving a new looking Haas. If you haven't noticed, Codemasters gave us the option for the Haas drivers to select between the normal Haas livery and the Canada livery to celebrate the 200th Haas race in their career. Now in the game you have the option to freely select if you want to run the normal Haas livery or the Canada special livery. Just like McLaren, you have the option to run the normal livery, or there we go, the chrome livery we are seeing on Couch Racer right now. And I think in 2 weeks time from now, Haas will have even another special livery to choose from. That's gonna be the Japan livery they used this year. So yeah, I guess if you're a Haas fan like me and Felix, I think you're very, very, well, happy. You're very happy about having this freedom of choice. And in the meanwhile, Couch Racer sets up purple sector 2, improving by 6 tenths. But that's gonna be enough only for P3 if he doesn't find more time in the last sector. Let's see what the German driver in the McLaren can set across the finish line. That's P2. 1 second from Narguillot, and places himself ahead of P2 in the standings, ahead of Felix, by a difference of 2 tenths of a second. Felix is on the in-lap. Numicorn, a driver who definitely made his good impression as a very, very quick driver. He actually dominated 2 races in Division 2 and then got banned from Division 2 for being too fast. But now he's running in P6 in Division 1. He set a purple sector 2. Let's see if it's actually purple. Well, maybe not quite, but he does improve by 4 tenths and puts himself in P5 between Jeremy and Alex. And Alex has chosen the normal Haas livery, yes. So that's the difference between the 2 Haas drivers. The Space Cowboy currently in P6 as he goes around the Monaco circuit. And also I completely missed that. Jules Valentine returning to Division 1, making his appearance after a very long time missing. Well, actually, to be fair, he did attend a few races as a reserve. I think this is his third appearance as a reserve this season. But while the older driver in Division 1 will remember Jules Valentine back in the day. So I guess we're happy to see him around the track in the Ferrari. In P12, almost 4 seconds off of pole position. And it might be even more than that because Nargio is on the outlap right now. And actually, we will go on board with the Aston Martin reserve driver Nargio, the Monaco merchant. We'll go on board with him for a lap around Monaco. Going into Saint-Devote, braking and downshifting into third gear. Traction is very crucial and also very crucial to not get track limits. Now going into Massenet, turn 3, and into Casino, turn 4. Staying in fourth gear and clipping the inside. Now going into Mirabeau, going downhill. Now it improves by 0.06 of a second. Now into the hairpin of Lowe's. Doing it in second gear actually. The slowest corner of the entire calendar. And now exiting Portier, turn 8, the Ferrari goes out of the way. And now Niall will go into the tunnel. Preparing himself for the new chicane. Watch out to not clip the inside and to not get track limits and to get a good exit. And Niall nails it perfectly. Now going into Sabak, flicking the car to the left and wall riding also a little bit. And now into the swimming pool chicane. Absolutely sending it over the curb and even brushing the wall on the exit. And now braking for Raskas and into Anthony Noge we go. And it's a very good exit. DRS enabled, overtake enabled. Nargio sets another fastest lap time, a 108.371, to have an even bigger chance of pole position around Monaco. And what a lap we have seen by the French driver. And I think we have no one pushing, not even just Valentine pushing. I think Sean and Ossie might be pushing, let's see, yes. The McLaren and the Sauber going around the track, Sean going through Casino and down into Mirabeau, improving by 54 thousandths of a second. As he goes into Lowe's now. And I think he aborts the lap, yes. What about Ossie? Is he pushing? Yes, he is. Sending his Sauber around Portier. Nargio retires from the session. He thinks he's very comfortable with that pole position, but will stay on board with Felix to commentate his lap around Monaco as he uses the track limits to the maximum into turn 1, Saint-Devote. Now we go into Massenet from 7th gear, downshifting into 4th, and now into Casino, staying in 4th gear, avoiding the bumps on the exit, now going into Mirabeau. Felix improves by 0.2 of a second after section 1. Now we go into the lowest hairpin, downshifting into 1st gear, reaching a minimum speed of 47 kilometers per hour, and now going into Portier, exiting in 2nd gear, and into the tunnel we go. Overtake enabled, and now being blinded by the light on the exit of the tunnel, preparing himself for the new chicane, and he goes a little bit too much on the curb, and Felix invalidates his last lap of this session. We will go on board with Catcher, so let's see what does he have up in his sleeve to try and challenge Nargio. Maybe not enough, because he also invalidates his lap time. I think we can go on board with Jeremy, who is improving by 1/10 after section 1 and sliding his Aston Martin a little bit, exiting Portier Into the tunnel we go once again, and we will see another invalidation through the Nuva chicane, downshifting from 7th gear to 2nd, and he does not clip the wall, does not go over the track limits. That's a good exit, and now sends the car into Sabak, and now into the swimming pool chicane from 6th to 4th gear in less than a second, brushing the wall on the exit, and now braking for Raskas, turn 17, get a good traction to prepare yourself for Anthony Noge. And it's a very good exit, very close to the wall. DRS enabled, overtake enabled. Jeremy improves his position, goes up into P4, out qualifying Numicorn, who is in P5. Alex improves by 0.4 of a second. He is in P6. I think that's qualifying done. Yes, these are the official results, and it's no surprise, it's Nike on pole position. Second clear of Car Tracer in P2. And I think, again, no one is surprised about that one, but what a lap he is able to set around Monaco. We have almost a German top 4, but it's only P2, 3 and 4. Car Tracer, Felix and Jeremy. Then we have Numicorn, the British driver, reserving for Red Bull in P5. Alex in a Haas in P6. P9. Bazooka Joe rounds up the top 10. Outside of the top 10 we have Pix in P11, Gis Valentine in P12, always P13 for the American driver in the Williams, and then we have our returning face as well, I didn't see that one, Jonathan, returning to the grid and qualifying in dead last, reserving for V-Carb. There we go, the most important part of the race, qualifying, is done. So now it's only about keeping the car out of the wall for 39 laps straight, and also making sure the strategy is done just right with the 2 stops. Some crucial undercuts could be performed around here, and it's gonna be crucial for track position. Probably your safest and most efficient way to try and overtake. We did see some overtakes in the Division 2 race this Wednesday at Monaco. And I wouldn't say overtakes will be impossible in the Division 1 race tonight as well. I guess we will see. So the drivers are selecting their strategy. Again, mandatory 2 stops. We will see if they choose to go for 2 mediums or for 2 hards, and when do they decide to deploy each tire. The formation lap is now underway, and we are seeing 4 drivers starting on the hard compound. That's the C4 compound as well. Niall in the lead, Car Chaser in P2, Jeremy in P4, and Gis Valentine down in P12. The rest of the field has decided to start the first stint of the race on the medium C5 compound. And from now on, it's just about keeping the car outside of the wall and get your strategy right and try and protect your position as much as possible. It's gonna be easy to protect it on track, but it might be a more difficult task to try and protect it with this strategy. The game is suggesting a 2 stops with 2 hard compounds, but we will see if anyone maybe decides to go for 2 medium compounds instead of 2 hards. We will see how the race goes, but now everyone is lining up at the back of the grid. Jonathan has placed his car in P14. Everyone is set, everything is ready. For the Monaco Grand Prix, round 14 of season 17, it's Niall in the lead, Car Chaser in P2, 5 red lights, they are now out, it's lights out, and away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix, and Niall has a perfect start. Car Chaser has nothing against it, but 2 cars already going side by side, and Numicorn completely cutting someone, and there's a Sauber going around, that's Aussie Dry, making contact immediately, exiting Saint Devote, and is down in last place, and I think there was some damage for the Sauber driver. I'm not sure what happened there. Numicorn gets a 10-second penalty, corner cutting, gaining 1 place. I think what happened is that he cuts on one and maintained the position, and The game was giving him a countdown to return the position, but he didn't, and he got a 10-second penalty for it. But look at this, Nargiot is immediately putting his pedal to the metal, already gapping 2 seconds from Cartracer just behind him, while Felix is chasing Cartracer. Look at this, he's almost pushing him through Tabaka and through the swimming pool chicane. And there are some overtakes happening, are there? Oh, there's contact between G's Valentine and Aussie Dry. Aussie gets spun around once again, and we have a virtual safety car deployed as Jonathan is DNF'd. Virtual safety car is out. Jonathan has retired. He has crashed around the swimming pool section. Aussie Dry has no front wing at all. And we are seeing a lot of pit stops. G's Valentine with no front wing as well. There's the Mercedes of Phantom Fox pitting for the Hearts as well. Maybe he got damaged too. And also the Williams of Bazooka Joe. A lot of contact, a lot of incidents in lap 1 at the back of the field. And the virtual safety car is already out. So the race has been neutralized, and Nargio has gapped almost 4 seconds in not even a complete lap. Wow. And we are back racing. DRS enabled, the green flags are being waved, the virtual safety car has now stopped. And we are back into normal racing conditions. Nargiot, he has pretty much already secured this race win. 3.4 seconds after only 2 laps. So now it's a battle for P2 between Felix and Cartracer. And Felix, he's already showing up in Cart's rear mirrors. He's already trying to put pressure on him as they now go down into Mirbo. And Felix knows he's faster, that's the thing. He's trying to put pressure on Cartracer. He's showing up consistently in his mirrors because he knows his medium tires will give him an advantage, and he cannot afford to be stuck behind him. But at the same time, it might be just too risky if he tries to force an overtake this early into the race. So now everything is a lot calmer than it was in the first lap. Because obviously the first lap is pretty much the lap where you have the most potential to make a move happen. Everyone is so stacked up and bunched up and close to each other, and it's very easy to capitalize on one mistake because you're already there, showing up, ready to make a move if you feel the necessity and you feel like you have the chance to do so. But after that, you start to see a bit of a skill gap to form. Drivers with different pace will start getting further from each other, so it's gonna be more difficult to make a move happen. So at this point, I think we already reached the point of the race where everyone just sort of cruises very peacefully and just prepares themselves to make the race work strategy-wise instead of overtakes-wise. So in the meanwhile, I haven't noticed. Oh, we have a pit stop! Alex is in the pits already on lap 6. That is a very early pit stop for the Haas driver, I have to say. But he's already going for a second set of mediums. This is a strategic pit stop already. There's no damage on the car. He's preparing something. He is preparing an undercut on some of his rivals just ahead of him. But crucially, he comes out on track, stuck behind Phantom Fox on the other hards. And that's gonna be quite a big issue for him. Because if he doesn't manage traffic properly, he will be stuck behind Phantom Fox and lose crucial time, and he will not be able to perform the undercut on the rivals ahead of him. There we go, he's already practically pushing him through the lowest hairpin. He's already losing crucial time by pitting this early on lap 6. He's attempting something, but he's getting compromised heavily. In the meanwhile, some drivers have already stocked up some track limits penalties. That's 3 seconds for Jeremy and for Jules Valentine. And it's another pit stop for Numicorn as well. He goes for the first pit stop of his race, and he's still gonna have to make another mandatory pit stop. But now he also uses the chance to serve the 10-second penalty to get it out of the way. But Alex is in a very bad situation. He goes down the inside to try and overtaking Phantom Fox and making contact. What an heroic he sent into Sandoval, but it was not enough. He just ended up bumping wheel on the inside, and it was very close to a crash happening. I think he might have got a warning for track limits. Gilles Valentine retires in the pit lane. The second DNF of this race happens on lap 7, and it's a retirement in the pits for Gilles Valentine. And that's his race over. And now Alex, he is still trying everything he can to get past Phantom Fox. And he's hunting him, he's looking for a gap on the Nouvelle chicane down the inside, but it's not gonna work. And that's another pit stop for the other Haas driver, that's Felix in the pits. Let's see, from the mediums to the hards, so different strategy for this second stint compared to his teammate. And where does he come out on track? And he is ahead of always Phantom Fox and Alex. And Alex, he is still very much stuck in behind. But now Felix, crucially, he's trying to make the undercut work on Catchracer, crucially. But the thing is, Catchracer is starting on the hard, so he might try to extend his stint. Or will he immediately respond to Felix's undercut? And now Alex is gonna have to manage traffic not only with Phantom Fox but also with Always. He has faster tires than both of them, and look at just how much faster he is. Now he chooses to go around the outside for the Nouvelle chicane, and he goes side by side and they avoid making contact. And what a move that was from Alex, going around the outside of Phantom Fox through the Nouvelle chicane. And now he's finally up into P8 and able to attack Always and potentially catch up to his teammate. Now we have pit stops for McLaren as well, for McLaren and Aston Martin. Jeremy and Sean in the pits. Jeremy goes for a set of mediums, Sean goes for a set of hards. Oh, and Alex gaining so much time on Always through Massinet. He needs to get past as soon as possible, and he goes for a send down the inside into Mirapod. The Haas and Williams to go side by side, and that's another overtake on track made by Alex. What a move that was, I have to say. And now he's up into P6, but now he is 4 seconds behind Jeremy, so he's gonna have to put his pedal to the metal to try and catch up. Jeremy, however, he's only 1 second behind Felix, and he has a... Oh, Jeremy crashes! Jeremy clips the inside wall on the exit of the Nouvelle chicane, and he's out of the race! That's a DNF for Jeremy. A crucial mistake exiting the Nouvelle Chicane has resulted in shambles and into a retirement for Jeremy. And he will exit the Monaco Grand Prix with 0 points to his name. And surprisingly, no safety car has been brought out. But now I guess that's good news for the podium contenders. That's one less threat. Catres will be happy, Felix will be happy, Alex will be happy as well. That's one less driver to worry about. But now Felix, he is stuck behind Pix on all mediums. He needs to get past him as well. Let's see, does he get a better exit? Out of Potier. He looks down the inside of the tunnel corner. Oh, they somewhat made contact. It was very close to a crash. And Felix has a look around the outside of the Nouvelle Chicane. They still go wheel to wheel. And now exiting the chicane, Felix has a better exit, better traction. And that's another overtake made on track. Felix up into P3 as he overtakes Pix, who still haven't made his mandatory pit stop yet. He is still out on the old minus, but I think he will go in the pits right now. Yes, that's a pit stop for Pix. Going from the mediums to, let's see, what compound does he choose? That's the hard tire for the Mercedes Reserve. And where does he come out on track? Currently P7, he will get passed by Numicorn. So that's down into P8 for now. Bazooka and Aussie are somewhat fighting while they're chasing each other. But Pix will come out on track in P8. So now only Nagiot and Catres are the only driver who have Jesus, I'm forgetting the grammar, who haven't made their pit stops yet. There we go. And Bazooka with a slide. Oh yes, wind damage. He is missing the right hand end plate. And Aussie Dry, if he knows this, he's gonna try to get past quickly. And we have another battle between Sean and Phantom. Sean has much fresher tires. And Catres gets a 3-second time penalty. That is crucial. The McLaren driver currently sitting in P2 completely on his own gets a 3-second time penalty for track limits. And right now it's very difficult to predict what his actual position considering all of the strategies. But if he ends up being very close to another driver towards the end of the race, that 3-second time penalty is gonna bite him. And it might compromise his result heavily, depending on how things work out. And Sean is still very much stuck behind Phantom Fox, who is going a lot slower than him. There's the difference in tires, the difference in pace, arguably, we don't know that for sure. And Catres is finally pitting, while Niall is staying out a lot more. When Sean almost sends it down the inside, Phantom Fox leaves him the space, even if he wasn't alongside. But it was a very late send from Sean. Now he had a look up down the inside of Tabak, probably trying to scare Phantom Fox, pressure him into a mistake. But that didn't quite work out as planned. Now Catchaser is in the pits. He goes from the hards to the mediums and rejoins the race in P3. 4 seconds behind Felix, 5 seconds behind Alex. But he has the pace advantage on both of them. And look at this, Sean is pretty much pushing Phantom Fox through Portier. He is so close into the tunnel. And now he will go around the outside for a moment into the new chicane. They still go side by side, they make contact and Sean gets pushed off the track. He is forced to cut the chicane. And that's once again not a completed pass for Sean. He's gonna have to stay behind Phantom Fox for another lap. Oh, and Phantom Fox makes a mistake. He's very wobbly exiting Sand the Boat. And Catchaser in the meanwhile has recovered. He has gained 2.3 seconds, 2.5 now, on his main rival ahead. And I think Sean will try the same move as earlier. Stay as close as possible through Mirbo and through Portiere, but actually that's not the exit he needed out of Portiere as he brushes the wall, and I don't think he will have the run on him. Nope, he doesn't, he stays behind. But now let's go up front, let's go for the fight for P2. Or actually, let's go down to the back of the field as both Williams driver gets a penalty at the same time. And now Sean is in pits. That's the second pit stop for the McLaren driver. And he goes for another set of hearts. So that's Sean with all of his pit stops completed, and he can go to the end from here. Now Catchaser has a massive tire advantage on Felix ahead of him. But he's still not there for a move. And Niall, after 16 laps, makes his first pit stop of the race. He has been in the lead for the entire time and he will stay in the lead. Goes from the hards to the mediums. And that's only one out of the 2 pit stops made. Catchaser is hounding Felix, he's tailgating him. DRS enabled, but it's not really gonna have as much as an effect. But he has a look up down the inside of Sandavolt and Felix leaves him just enough space. And now they go side by side through Massenet. Catchaser on the outside line, on the faster tire, they still go wheel to wheel, and Catchaser stays ahead through Casino, and he has made the move. Yes, he has completed the pass around the outside of Massenet, which becomes the inside line for Casino. Catchaser gains P2 on track on Felix. What a move that was. Now we have Numicon as well, trying to get past Phantom Fox. And we are now entering the second pit stop phase. Alex goes into the pits once again for his second pit stop of the race. Goes to a new set of hards. So that's gonna be another undercut attempt on his rivals ahead. And Phantom Fox in the pits as well. He finally finishes his 17 laps long stint on the hards and goes to another set of hards. There's gonna be 19 from now on, and he can go to the end of the race. Oh, but Phantom Fox makes a mistake! Oh wait. No, never mind, I'm stupid. I just got confused, he just got lapped by Inal. No mistake there. And now Alex, once again, he's gonna have to deal with slow traffic ahead of him. He has an 8 lap tire advantage compared to Pix just ahead. And after that is gonna be Numi, if he doesn't come into the pit soon. Never mind, he does just now. So now he just needs to get past Pix. And he has a much better exit out of Anthony Auge. And that's a much easier pass than expected actually. They both have DRS, but Alex just had a much better exit. And he's up into P4. 33 seconds behind his teammate. He has made the mandatory second stop. Felix has not, I think. Yes. So he's still behind his teammate. 33 seconds are not gonna be gained when Felix goes into the pits. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now we have a battle for P7. Oh! Almost drove himself into the wall in a hairpin. And that could have gave Phantom Fox the chance to get past, but apparently that wasn't the case. But look at just how much faster he went through the Nouvelle chicane and always defends the inside line. And still gets a better exit despite defending the inside. Numicon is also very close to Phantom Fox. So we have two drivers pretty much equal on tires, but not really equal on pace. And now always is into pits. So now this is a fight between Phantom Fox and Numicon. They almost have the same tires, but Numicon will definitely try everything to get past Phantom Fox. They both have made their second stop, so now this is a fight on track for P7 or whatever it's gonna be at the end of the race. There's also a fight for P9 as Aussie Dry goes past Bazooka just before Massinet, and I think Bazooka, he did make a mistake being a little bit wobbly, exiting insane the vote. Felix in the pits as well. So now Haas has made both of the drivers go into the pits for their second stop, so now they are all set and they can go to the end. Now Sean also gets picks and very easily done. Even before breaking for send about. So Sean is up into p5. So Nile, Kartracer, Pix and Bazooka are the only drivers who still have to make their second stop of the race. And Kartracer is doing it just now. He is 22 seconds ahead of Felix, and I think he will maintain the track position. He goes to a new set of hearts. Sure, Felix can try and push as much as possible, but I do think it's not gonna be enough. It's gonna be close. Or not really. Kartracer comes out of the pits 2.4 seconds ahead of his main rival Felix. But now they both have the same tire, same age, same compound. This is gonna be a fight on track for P2. Well, actually, it's not gonna be a fight on track for P2 because Kartracer has the penalty. So that's what I said earlier. He now finds himself being very close on track to Kartracer. But if Felix doesn't get a 3-second penalty for track limits, Kartracer will drop behind Felix. So that penalty really compromising his results. I mean, granted, in the championship he won't lose as many points. Like, it's not gonna be a tragedy if he loses like 3 points to Felix. Bazooka in the pits as well. That's the second pit stop for the Williams driver. Currently outside of the points. Numicron has damage. While chasing Fox, trying desperately to get past, we now see that the Rebel driver is missing the right hand plate. He's gonna be missing crucial downforce, and that's gonna hinder his chances for an overtake. And Nile is into the pits as well for the second stop. Whoa! Nomicorn clips the inside of Casino even more, but the wing seems to be as before. It's still damaged, but damaged like it was before. Like, I don't think he damaged it even more. Oh, and now we are coming up to another spicy situation as Numicorn is still not able to get past Phantom Fox. He still has a damaged car. But now we also have Phantom Fox's teammate ahead of him, who still hasn't made his second pit stop. He's on 16 laps all hearts. He's going so much slower compared to the two of them. And all three of them are about to be lapped by Nile. Wow. But now Phantom Fox overtakes Pix. And that's gonna be an even bigger problem for Numicorn. Because now he needs to get past even slower traffic. There we go, this might be his chance down the inside of Tabak. And whoa! They make some contact, but in the end they come out of it in one piece. So that's finally Numicorn up into P7, but he lost 2 seconds to Phantom Fox. And with the damaged front wing, he's not really gonna have an easy time trying to get back at him. In the meanwhile, Nile just keeps lapping. I think he has lapped everyone up until Sean Mull. Oh, but we are looking at a fight for P9 between Ossijai and Owais. They both have 6. They both have 6 seconds time penalties. Owais has fresher tires. They are fighting for 1 more point. The difference between 1 and 2 points. But they are still at it. Now they're about to be lapped by Couch Racer. Tracer crashed! Car Tracer clips the inside wall of the new chicane! The virtual safety car is out! And crucially, the championship leader makes a costly mistake exiting the chicane! We did not see that on camera, but the championship leader is out of the race. He has made the same exact mistake as Jeremy. He clips the inside wall on the left, exiting the chicane. This wall right here with the Qatar Airways sponsor. And from P2, absolutely unbothered by no one, he makes such a mistake and retires from the race. And Felix uses the virtual safety car to pit for a set of mediums. He might go for the fastest lap. And this is absolutely crucial. Felix now has the potential to gain 18 points on his championship rival. Granted, it is still a massive gap to recover in 5 races. But if he has a chance to even... And Bix gets a drive-through penalty, speeding on the virtual safety car! No! All of a sudden, in the last 8 laps of the race, everything just changes so suddenly. And Felix has everything in his hands to make this 63 points gap go down to just 44 if he gets the fastest lap, 45 if he doesn't. Granted, it's gonna be 45 points to gain in 4 races after this one, but if he wants any chance to get back into this title fight, it starts now. He needs to capitalize on this mistake made by Kart Tracer. And that's how quickly your race can end, and how quickly your championship can turn upside down all of a sudden. And look, and what are we watching right now? Sean, Phantom Fox, and Numicorn stuck in this fight for P4. They are all arguably on the same side. Sean is the slowest of them all. And they are fighting on track for P4. They have no penalties. They have similar tire wear. All of a sudden, Felix gains so many points in the championship. Both Hasses are in the podium. 3 cars are fighting for P4. What are we watching? All of a sudden, this race has turned on, has come alive in the last 6 laps. No moves being made yet, but the chasing never stops. Oh, Numericon with a massive slide. And now they start lap 34. We are on lap 35 because they got lapped by Nile. Now Felix laps always and Aussie dry, and even picks. So who didn't get lapped? Felix and Alex. Felix and Alex are the only drivers who have not been lapped, but Panzerfox is pretty much bum drafting Sean Moore to try and get past him after the reverse chicane and into the back. But no chance, at least for now. And these drivers, they are all on lap 34. They are about to start lap 35. But they won't have 5 laps. They will have 4 laps to their disposal. They got lapped. Nile will finish the race for them a lap earlier. So effectively, it's like they are on lap 36. Which means they have only 4 laps to go. Oh, and Phantom Fox looking for a gap on the inside of Mirabeau. And in the meanwhile, even Always, Pix and Osijai, it's crazy. We have 2 fights. We have 2 3-way fights. One of them is for P4 and the other one is for P7. Well, the one for P7 has some penalties involved, but and just look at how close he is. Sean is trying everything he can to get away on those older hards. We also have Pix, who's giving it everything to try and overtake Osijai on a massive advantage. 4 lap sold mediums against 19 lap sold hards. Well, but he does have the penalty, so... Oh, Phantom Fox and Shamul going side by side through Massinet, and Shan has the inside line for Casino. They steal a bump wheel, but now Shan has the inside line for Miro. They make contact, and through goes Numicorn in the inside line of Mirabeau. Phantom Fox and Shan making contact, and Numicon says thank you very much. Now it takes both of them, and Shan being stuck in the runoff. He lost so much time, and down into P6 he went. And in the meanwhile, Nile pits for the fastest lap because he has 49 seconds of advantage. Oh, and Pix as well. He's now gonna go for the move on Osijai, or will he? No, he will stay behind. Oh, he has damage. He has heavy damage. He's missing the end plate and some flaps on the left hand side. And he's still looking for a gap down inside of the tunnel. And there we go. He's finally through. And he's now gonna cruise home for a P7. Always we lose out on penalties. But the fight between Numicon, Phantom Fox and Sean has finally come to a halt. In such a dramatic way as well. But Phantom Fox is still pushing. He still wants to get past back Numicorn. He definitely must be fuming for that contact with Sean. But he still has a chance to redeem himself for P4. Felix gets a 3-second time penalty, but I think that's not really gonna damage his race if he's 25 seconds ahead of his teammate. And we are on the last lap. Nair is going for the fastest lap on the softs. And he will end the race early for a lot of these drivers. Phantom Fox and Numicon, they are as well on their last lap for this fight for P4. Can Phantom Fox find some pace to try and get closer? But in the meanwhile, let's switch to the cameras on Nargio for like once in this race. I think we only gave him screen time at the start and at the end of this race, but absolutely nothing anyone could have done today. Nargio takes the fastest lap as well, the cherry on top of the cake, and wins as everyone expected, with dominant fashion, the Monaco Grand Prix with a gap of 35 seconds. I mean, I think no one is surprised, but it just makes you think every time you see it. But Numicorn, after this fight, after overtaking both of them, capitalizing on the mistake, on the contact between Pantafox and Shan, takes the car home for P4, and Felix is reversing. He's gonna get disqualified, Felix. You're gonna get disqualified. Okay, never mind. Takes on P2 in a funny way, reversing onto the finish line. And a Space Cowboy, that's a podium for him, that's a double podium for us. And just sends the car into the wall. But that's a way to celebrate P3. And that's the Monaco Grand Prix done. Everyone expected Nile on the top. But I think, me personally, as a Haas fan, I'm very happy seeing Felix and Alex the Space Cowboy in P3. And there we go. Nile lifts the trophy. He's very much used lifting several times in his career. Probably the biggest Monaco merchant you will ever see. But well, I don't want to be too harsh on him, because to be fair, he has also won 2 other races this season. He won Belgium and Imola. Imola I didn't commentate, but he did win it. There we go. This has been the Monaco Grand Prix. Nile takes the absolutely... Well, it takes everything. The winner takes it all. 26 points to his name. And the game gives the driver of the day to Always. Most of it takes to Always. Cleanest driver to Nile. Well, I mean, he wasn't involved in any fighting. I think it's very easy to have the cleanest driver accolade if that happens. But Felix and Alex, I mean, congrats to them. They were the only drivers to not get lapped by Nile. So I guess in some way you just lost to the Greedy Haas. I guess. Greedy Haas, the only team to not get lapped. Respect. But there we go. Felix in P2, Alex in P3, Numicon in P4, Phantom Fox in P5, Sean in P6, Always P7, Pixin in P8, Aussie Dry in P9, and Bazooka takes the last point in P10. So there we go. This has been the Monaco Grand Prix. Such a meme race. Everyone, for one reason or the other, everyone always waits and is eager for the Monaco Grand Prix whenever we put it on the calendar. And also, we're gonna also have the Monaco Grand Prix next season, in season 18. So it's not gonna be the only time we see it on F1 25, because it's gonna return in season 18. But that's gonna be in like March, probably. March 2026. We will be there. Nagio will definitely be there. But yeah, that's the Monaco Grand Prix in Division 1 done. And that's only 4 races left to go to the end of the season. But let's not forget that Felix had a crucial chance to gain so many points on his rival. The gap goes down to, what was it, 63 points? Minus 18, that's 45 points. That's still a very, very, very tough task. Gaining 45 points in only 4 races. But we did see, again, Felix's comeback in season 16 and how he won his 5th title against Cat Racer in pretty much the last races of the calendar. All of a sudden started gaining and maximizing all of Cat Racer's mistakes, which ended up making him lose the championship. Formula 1 might be one of the most unpredictable sports out there, especially in league racing. Anything can happen in Formula 1, and it usually does. So let's see how that's gonna play out for the last 4 races of the calendar. So thank you for watching tonight's stream. We will see you again next week for the Mexican Grand Prix, season 15. No, wait, round 15 of season 17. Wednesday in Division 2 and Saturday in Division 1. So we will wait for you again on the F1 Total YouTube channel next week for the Mexican Grand Prix. Thank you for watching. Have a good rest of the evening and goodbye. See you next week in